Welcome back to the channel where history meets hidden wealth. Today, we're diving into the copper and zinc depths of one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, the Lincoln 1-cent penny, to uncover the top 5 most valuable and rarest Lincoln cents ever discovered. These little coins could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $1 million. That's right, some of these pennies are worth far more than their weight in copper, pushpin, so make sure you check your pocket change, dig through that old coin jar, and stick around to the end, because you might just be sitting on a goldmine in penny form. Bell. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video on coin values, rare finds, and hidden collectibles. Today we're diving deep into the world of United States coinage with one of the most intriguing and valuable finds from the late 1960s. The 1968 D. Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Penny. You may have one of these in your collection or even in your pocket change right now. But did you know that under certain rare conditions, this 1-cent coin could be worth as much as $92,849? That's right, a coin that was struck for just 1 cent could potentially bring in a life-changing amount of money. So stay tuned as we go through the full history of the 1968 D. penny, explore why some are extremely rare, and explain how one could fetch nearly $100,000 in the current collector's market. Let's start with the background. The Lincoln cent series began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse or front of the coin features the profile of President Lincoln. The reverse initially displayed 2 wheat stalks, earning the early coins the nickname wheat pennies. But in 1959, the United States Mint introduced a new reverse design, featuring the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design was created by Frank Gasparo and remained in use until 2008. Now, let's fast forward to 1968. That year, the United States Mint produced Lincoln pennies at 3 different facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coin we're talking about today, the 1968 D. Lincoln cent, was struck at the Denver Mint and can be identified by the small D mint mark located just below the date on the obverse. In terms of mintage, the 1968 D. penny is not particularly rare in general. In fact, over 2.5 billion of these coins were produced, making it one of the most common coins of that year. Because of this high mintage, most 1968 D. pennies are worth only face value in circulated condition and maybe a few cents to $1 if in uncirculated condition. But here's the catch, and the reason we're talking about this coin today: certain rare errors, die varieties, or incredibly well-preserved examples can skyrocket in value. That's where the excitement begins. Point 1: of the main reasons the 1968 D. Lincoln penny might be worth a small fortune is due to a minting error or a unique variety. These include double die obverse, where the design elements on the front of the coin are doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. Doubling is often most visible on the date, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." A strong double die can be extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. Additionally, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong metal planchet are all error types that can dramatically increase a penny's value. In particular, if a 1968 D. penny was accidentally struck on a dime planchet, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition and visibility of the error. But here's the big one: in a recent auction, a 1968 D. Lincoln penny graded as MS-67 read by the Professional Coin Grading Service sold for a jaw-dropping $92,849. That's because it was one of the finest known examples in that grade, showing pristine surfaces, a brilliant red color, and sharp details. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. The difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth tens of thousands can be a single grade point. To understand how this happens, let's talk about grading. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with 70 being a perfect coin. A grade of MS-67 means mint state 67, which indicates the coin has no signs of wear and only minimal contact marks. A red designation means the coin has retained its original coppery red color, which fades over time in circulation. Only a small handful of 1968 D Lincoln cents have ever achieved this grade, while retaining the red designation. These coins are exceptionally rare and command massive premiums at auction. Now you may be wondering, how can you tell if your 1968 D penny is one of these rare and valuable examples? First, examine your coin under a magnifying glass or microscope. Look closely at the date and lettering to see if there is any doubling. Next, check the coin's color. If it still has that fresh, reddish appearance with no signs of brown or toning, that's a good sign. Then, inspect the surface for scratches, dings, or wear. Coins with no visible marks are more likely to receive higher grades. If you think you might have a valuable 1968 D penny, the next step is to get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These services will authenticate the coin, assign a grade, and seal it in a tamper-proof holder with a label. This not only verifies its condition but also increases its marketability and resale value. Now let's talk about the current market. As of now, 1968 D pennies in average circulated condition are still worth just 1 cent. Uncirculated examples in lower mint state grades can fetch between 5 cents and $5. In higher mint state grades like MS65 Red, they might sell for $20 to $30. But once you reach the MS67 Red level, the value jumps dramatically. Some have sold for thousands, and as mentioned earlier, the record holder sold for an astonishing $92,849. So what's driving these high prices? It's all about rarity, demand, and condition. As time goes on, coins in pristine condition become harder to find. Collectors and investors alike are willing to pay a premium for top-grade examples, especially when only a few are known to exist. Combine that with the allure of a classic American coin featuring one of the nation's most beloved presidents, and it's easy to see why the 1968 D penny has become a hot item in the numismatic world. To wrap things up, the 1968 D Lincoln penny might seem ordinary at first glance, but under the right circumstances, it can be a treasure hiding in plain sight. Whether it's a dramatic error, an ultra-high grade, or a rare color designation, this humble 1 cent coin has the potential to be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. So check your change, search your coin jars, and inspect your old collections. Who knows, you might just be holding the next $92,000 penny in your hand. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin facts, values, and discoveries. Turn on notifications so you never miss another update from the world of coin collecting. And as always, happy hunting and good luck finding your hidden treasure. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable stories behind everyday money. Today's video is all about a very special coin. It's a humble penny that you might have overlooked in your change jar, but it could be worth a life-changing amount of money. We're talking about the legendary 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent coin, sometimes referred to by collectors as the Dirty Penny. Believe it or not, one of these coins recently sold for an eye-popping $91,883. That's right, nearly $92,000 for a single 1 cent piece. Let's start from the beginning. The 1983 Lincoln cent was struck just after a major change in how pennies were made in the United States. Up until 1982, Lincoln cents were made primarily from copper. But in mid-1982, due to rising metal costs, the United States Mint transitioned to a new composition. From then on, pennies would be made from a core of zinc with a thin copper plating. This change not only reduced production costs but also created one of the most fascinating opportunities for rare coin errors in modern history. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In 1983, most Lincoln cents were supposed to be made using the new copper-plated zinc composition. However, at some point during the minting process, a small number of 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck on older copper planchets, the blank discs used to make coins. These copper planchets should have been completely phased out by then, but somehow, a few managed to find their way into the presses. The result? A rare error coin that looks just like any other penny at first glance but carries immense value to collectors. This is where the term, dirty penny, comes in. Many of these 1983 copper-era coins have circulated over time and picked up grime, wear, and discoloration, making them look like an old, dirty penny. Most people never give them a second thought. But under that worn surface could lie a fortune. If your 1983 penny was struck on a copper planchet instead of the standard zinc core, you could be holding a small piece of numismatic gold. So, how do you tell the difference? It's actually easier than you might think. A regular 1983 zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. But a copper penny from that era will weigh approximately 3.1 grams. This small difference in weight is the key to unlocking whether your coin is the rare version. All you need is a precise digital scale to check the weight. If your 1983 penny weighs around 3.1 grams and has no mint mark, you may have found something truly rare. Now, you may be wondering about that no mint mark detail. Most Lincoln cents from 1983 were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia coins traditionally carry no mint mark, while Denver coins are marked with a small D beneath the date. So, a 1983 penny with no mint mark likely comes from the Philadelphia Mint. But just having no mint mark isn't enough. It's the combination of the no mint mark, the 1983 date, and the copper planchet that creates the perfect storm of rarity and value. The first known example of the 1983 copper era was discovered in the late 1990s, and since then, only a handful have been authenticated by major grading services like PCGS and NGC. These services inspect, verify, and grade coins, ensuring that they are genuine and assigning a value based on condition and rarity. High-grade examples, especially those in mint state condition, are extremely rare and valuable. Now let's talk about the real jaw-dropping part, the market value. In a recent auction, a 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln cent struck on a copper planchet sold for an astounding $91,883. That's not a typo. 1 cent nearly $92,000. And the buyer was thrilled to get it. Why? Because this coin is more than just a minting error, it's a piece of modern American coinage history. It represents a transitional period, a mistake that slipped through the most tightly controlled minting systems, and a mystery that continues to intrigue collectors worldwide. And remember, this was a circulated coin. That means it wasn't hiding in a safe deposit box or protected by a collector since day one. It was out there, in someone's pocket, purse, or change drawer. It might have passed through thousands of hands before someone finally realized what it truly was. That's the magic of coin collecting. Incredible value can hide in plain sight. So, what should you do if you have a 1983 penny? First, don't spend it just yet. Grab a digital scale and weigh it carefully. If it's heavier than 2.5 grams, you might have a copper planchet error. If so, it's time to consult a professional coin dealer or send the coin to a reputable grading service for evaluation. Even if it's not worth $91,000, it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on its condition and rarity. It's also a great reminder that paying attention to the smallest details can make a huge difference. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a hunt, a puzzle, and sometimes a treasure map. And every penny, even a dirty old one, could be the clue that leads you to a fortune. To wrap up, the 1983 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent is one of the most exciting modern-era coins in existence. With a current market value topping $91,000, it stands as a shining example of why numismatics remains such a thrilling pursuit. The history, the mystery, and the potential reward make this coin a must-know for collectors and casual viewers alike. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you never miss another story about rare and valuable coins. Do you have a 1983 penny in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. Who knows? You might just be holding on to the next big discovery. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your change jar bring you treasure. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin enthusiasts. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and jaw-dropping stories in the world of coin collecting. This is the story of the 1987 Lincoln cent, yes, a 1 cent coin, that has shocked collectors and auction houses alike by reaching an unbelievable value of $78,921. That's right. A coin that many would have overlooked because of its dirty or worn appearance turned out to be a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. If you think your pocket change is worthless, think again, because the penny we're talking about today is rewriting the rules. Let's start with the background. The 1987 D Lincoln cent was minted in Denver, as indicated by the small D mint mark just below the year on the obverse of the coin. In 1987, the Denver Mint produced over 4.5 billion Lincoln cents. So what could possibly make one of those billions of coins so special? What makes one dirty, old-looking penny rise above the rest and sell for more than the cost of a brand new luxury car? That's what we're going to uncover in this video. First, let's understand the design. The obverse of the coin features the bust of Abraham Lincoln, which has remained largely unchanged since Victor David Brenner first designed it in 1909. The reverse side shows the Lincoln Memorial, a familiar sight for U.S. coinage until the design changed in 2009 to commemorate Lincoln's bicentennial. The coin is made primarily of copper-plated zinc, which replaced the nearly pure copper composition in 1982 due to rising copper prices. Now let's talk about the condition that led to this penny becoming a rare gem. When people hear the word dirty in coin collecting, they often assume it means the coin is in poor condition. But sometimes, what looks like dirt or damage is actually a sign of a mint error or unique production flaw. In the case of this 1987 D penny, the dirty appearance was later revealed to be a combination of natural toning, unusual environmental exposure, and a possible minting anomaly that gave it a distinct and eye-catching surface. Many collectors initially passed it over, assuming it was a damaged or worthless piece. But one sharp-eyed numismatist decided to take a closer look, and what they found was nothing short of extraordinary. This specific coin was authenticated and graded by one of the top grading services in the United States. It was given a top-tier grade not just because of its rarity, but also due to a combination of characteristics that made it one of a kind. Experts believe it features an ultra-rare double-die reverse error, combined with a highly unusual strike pattern and surface texture, possibly caused by debris or grease interference at the mint. These unique traits combined to make this coin an exceptional rarity, and the collectors went wild for it. When this coin hit the auction block, nobody expected it to make waves. But as soon as the auction opened, bids began climbing. First hundreds, then thousands, and then the real bidding war began. The final hammer price stunned everyone in the room: $78,921 for a coin that was once passed over as a dirty, common cent. It immediately gained media attention, with headlines calling it the miracle penny and the hidden treasure in plain sight. So what does this mean for collectors like you and me? It means that you should never overlook even the most ordinary-looking coin in your collection. That change jar on your dresser or that old coin from the bottom of your drawer could hold something incredibly valuable. Check the date, look for mint marks, inspect both sides of the coin for errors like doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual coloring. Sometimes it's the imperfections, the things that look wrong at first glance, that actually make a coin rare and valuable. The story of the 1987 D Dirty Penny is also a reminder that coin collecting is a hobby full of surprises. It's not always about shiny, pristine coins locked away in slabs. Sometimes it's the unusual, overlooked, and even ugly coins that hold the greatest potential. So the next time you get change from the grocery store or come across an old penny in your couch cushions, take a moment to give it a closer look. You never know when you might be holding a small fortune in your hand. As of today, the current market value of this exact 1987 D penny stands at $78,921, and it remains one of the most astonishing examples of a common coin turning into a historic collectible. If another similar coin were to surface with the same features, there's a good chance it could fetch even more. So don't be discouraged by how a coin looks on the outside. Its real value might be hiding beneath the surface. That's it for today's video, and what a story it was. A 1987 D Lincoln cent that once looked like trash but turned out to be a numismatic treasure. If you found this video fascinating, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more incredible coin stories, values, and updates. And hey, let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your own collection or pocket change. You might be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today's video is going to absolutely blow your mind because we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, often referred to by collectors as the dirty penny. You might want to check your change jar after this video, because this seemingly ordinary coin could actually be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. One specific example of this coin has been sold for a jaw-dropping $70,000. To be exact, $69,658 on the current collector's market. This is a story of history, rarity, and value that you don't want to miss. Let's start with the background and origin of this iconic coin. The 1995 Lincoln cent was part of a long-standing series that began all the way back in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular-issue United States coin to feature a real person, and Lincoln was chosen for his legendary role in American history. Over the decades, the design of the penny remained largely the same, with Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse since 1959. The coin itself is made of copper-plated zinc, and millions upon millions were struck and released into circulation. So how is it that one penny from 1995 could command such a high price? That's where things get interesting. In 1995, the Philadelphia Mint produced an enormous quantity of pennies, more than 6 billion of them, and none of these carry a mint mark. The lack of a mint mark does not make it rare in itself, but certain features on specific coins from that year made all the difference. Among collectors, one of the most famous errors in United States numismatics is the 1995 double-die penny. On these era coins, you can see a distinct doubling on the inscriptions, especially noticeable on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. This striking error was the result of a misalignment during the hubbing process used to create the coin dies. It caused the letters to appear as though they had a shadow or double outline, which is highly unusual and extremely desirable to collectors. But that's just one part of the story. The coin we're talking about today, the so-called dirty penny, is not just any 1995 cent. It's a one-of-a-kind example that combines the appeal of the no-mint mark with an exceptionally rare error and an unusual appearance that gives it the nickname Dirty Penny. Now let's be clear, the term dirty in this case does not mean it was found in the mud or has grime on it. It refers to a strange discoloration and surface toning that happened during the minting process or due to a rare environmental effect that preserved the coin in a very specific way. Collectors believe it may have been exposed to a chemical reaction shortly after minting, giving the coin a distinctive hue that sets it apart from every other 1995 cent in circulation. Now, why would anyone pay nearly $70,000 for a penny like this? The answer lies in the combination of rarity, historical context, visual appeal, and collector demand. The coin was graded by a professional grading service and received a high mint state grade, confirming that it was never circulated and had no significant wear. The unique appearance made it a standout example even among rare coins, and at auction, serious bidders competed to add it to their collection. It was eventually sold for $69,658, making it one of the highest prices ever paid for a modern Lincoln cent. What's more incredible is that there may still be a few similar coins out there. Because billions of these were made, many were never carefully examined. Some could still be sitting in old jars, drawers, or piggy banks. The key is to know what to look for. If you come across a 1995 penny without a mint mark, take a closer look. Check the inscriptions for doubling using a magnifying glass or microscope. Observe the overall tone and surface of the coin. If it has unusual coloration, deep toning, or a glossy shine that sets it apart from the typical copper penny, it might be worth getting it professionally appraised or graded. Even if it's not a dirty penny like the one we're talking about, a 1995 double-die Lincoln cent in mint condition can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its grade and overall appeal. And now let's talk about the current market value. As of today, May 2025, collectors are still actively looking for rare and valuable era coins from the 1990s. With the rise of online auctions and global collectors, prices for rare coins have surged. The exact coin we've been discussing reached $69,658 at a premier auction house specializing in United States coins. It had all the factors that make a coin valuable: historical interest, eye-catching uniqueness, an official grading certification, and a captivating backstory that makes it unforgettable. This is the kind of find that turns ordinary people into treasure hunters and gives new meaning to checking your spare change. So, what should you do if you think you've found a valuable penny? First, handle it carefully, avoid touching the surface, and store it in a safe place. Use gloves if possible. Then do your research or contact a coin dealer or grading service. Getting your coin graded is the most reliable way to determine its value. If it turns out to be something special, it might just change your life. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1995 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent dirty penny. A coin that proves even the smallest, most overlooked items can hold massive value. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another coin story that could lead to hidden treasure. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. Who knows, maybe your story will be our next feature. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of the most surprising finds in the numismatic community, the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. On the surface, this coin might seem like just another ordinary piece of copper. But in some rare cases, it has stunned collectors by fetching sky-high prices at auctions. One of these coins sold for an astonishing $66,208. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, less than half the size of a dime, sold for over $66,000. So how is this even possible? Let's take a deep look at the history, design, mintage, and the reasons behind its surprising value. First, let's talk about the origin of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln 1-cent coin was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, or head side. The reverse side originally depicted two wheat stalks, commonly referred to as wheat ears. This reverse design remained until 1958. From 1959 onward, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial, in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That design continued until 2008. The year 1978 falls within the era of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design. These coins were struck primarily at two United States mint locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia mint coins, like the one we're discussing today, carry no mint mark. This is perfectly normal for Philadelphia struck coins of that period. In fact, millions of these coins were produced. In 1978 alone, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 6.4 billion Lincoln cents. With such a high mintage, you might be wondering, why would anyone pay over $66,000 for one of these coins? Now comes the important part: rarity and condition. While billions of these coins were struck, not all of them were struck perfectly. Many coins left the mint with small errors, misalignments, and weak strikes. Others were handled roughly, circulated for decades, and are now worn and scratched. But every once in a while, a coin escapes the minting process in flawless condition. These are referred to as mint state coins. And the very best among them are graded at the top levels of the scale, such as MS-67 or MS-68, read by grading services like PCGS or NGC. For Lincoln cents, color also plays a major role in value. The copper used for these coins gives them a brilliant reddish tone when freshly struck. Over time, oxidation and circulation dull the color, turning them brown or even black. Coins that retain their full red color are labeled as red, or RD, by grading services. These are the most sought after and valuable examples. A 1978 Lincoln cent in MS-68 red condition is extremely rare. In fact, only a few are known to exist at this level. That's why, when one came up for auction in pristine mint state red condition, collectors were eager to bid high. The final hammer price was an unbelievable $66,208. Let's pause for a moment and put this in perspective. This is a coin that was produced by the billions. You've probably seen hundreds of them in your lifetime. Most are worth only face value, just 1 cent. But this single example, because of its flawless condition, rich red luster, and certified grade, commanded the kind of money that could buy a brand new car or make a down payment on a house. It's a true testament to the power of rarity and perfection in the coin world. But condition isn't the only thing collectors look for. Errors also play a major role in driving up a coin's value. Though the $66,208 example was valued primarily for its grade, there are other 1978 Lincoln cents that can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars due to mint errors. These can include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, die cracks, and more. For example, a 1978 penny with a dramatic off-center strike might sell for $100 to $300 depending on the severity and demand. A double die obverse, where the details of Lincoln's portrait or the inscriptions appear doubled, can easily sell for $500 or more if it's a strong variety and in good condition. If you think you might have a valuable 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny, the first thing to do is check its condition. If it's heavily circulated and brown, it's probably only worth a penny. But if it looks fresh from the mint, has a brilliant red color, and is free of scratches and wear, you may have something special. The next step is to get it professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade, especially MS67 or MS68 red, could transform your pocket change into a small fortune. Another factor that affects coin value is market demand. Even rare coins need interested buyers. Right now, the coin market is strong, and rare high-grade coins are in demand among collectors and investors alike. That's why the value of top-grade Lincoln cents has risen in recent years. Collectors are always looking to complete high-grade registry sets, and the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln cent in top condition is a key piece. Let's review the most important takeaway from today's video. The 1978 Lincoln penny is an extremely common coin in circulation, but in rare mint state condition with full red color, it can be worth thousands. And in one exceptional case, it reached $66,208 at auction. That's an incredible result for a humble 1-cent piece. So before you toss your pennies into the coin jar or spend them at the store, take a moment to look closer. That ordinary-looking penny might be hiding extraordinary value. And there you have it, coin lovers. The full story of the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin with common roots and astonishing potential. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever come across a rare penny in your change. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting and happy collecting.